Thank you, each and every one of you, for attending our Kick the Sugar Habit. So, does anybody like chocolate chip cookies? Yay! Chocolate cake! All right, because we're having chocolate cake tonight. Brownies? Ice cream! Okay, good. So you guys like sugar. Awesome. Chocolate mousse. Yeah, good. So what we'll be discussing today is the effects sugar has on the body, and we'll also be talking about how to recognize sugar and labels, because they're very sneaky on labels. They like to hide these words in the labels, and so we're going to teach you all the words for that. And then I'm going to give you some hints on how to kick the sugar habit. What's really, really confusing is there's a lot of different names for sugar. So what's very common and you're going to see in a lot of labels is corn sweetener or corn syrup. Okay, or high fructose corn syrup. And that is made out of corn, and unfortunately corn is genetically modified. What they're doing is they're growing corn that's able to be sprayed with Roundup, so sprayed with weed killer, and that it still lives. Anybody know how they're doing that? They're genetically modifying that with bacteria. So they genetically modify the plant, they get it to have some kind of bacteria. The bacteria eats the poisons, but the bacteria lives in the corn. Then we eat the corn, or the product made out of the corn, and what happens to us? Yeah, we eat it and no one knows. No one knows the long-term effects of eating these products. However, incidents of allergies have been increasing huge amounts. Okay, so people are going to the hospital and end up having allergic attacks. They get itchiness in their throat, their tongue may swell, they may stop breathing. These kinds of things are happening more and more. More people are suffering from allergies than ever before. Okay? There's no long-term studies on the effects of these types of things changing in our food. Okay, so please be very, very careful. So if you see corn syrup or corn sugar or corn sweetener or high fructose corn syrup, bad stuff. The finishing step in high fructose corn syrup could be the addition of mercury. Okay? So some of you guys know in 2009 I got really, really sick, and I believe one of the reasons why I got so sick was because I ate lots of high fructose corn syrup, because as an athlete I drank a lot of Gatorade, and Gatorade at that time had high fructose corn syrup in it. So I drank Gatorade before I competed, I drank Gatorade while I was competing, I drank Gatorade for recovery, I drank Gatorade when I was sick. So I had lots of high fructose corn syrup in me. Yes, I know, pretty bad, right? Okay. Your second source is dehydrated cane juice. Dextrin, dextrose. Anytime you see a word with O-S-E at the end, it's likely to be a sugar, because that's in organic chemistry. That means it could be derivative from a sugar. Anybody take organic chemistry? All right, you guys, you suffered with me, huh? Not a fun class. Did anybody like it? Did you like it? Did you like it? You liked it? Well done. Well done. I did not like it. Okay, dextrin, dextrose, evaporated cane juice, fructose, which is fruit sugar, fruit juice concentrate, which is sugar that's coming from a fruit juice, glucose, high fructose corn syrup, so we just talked about that, invert sugar, lactose, which is a milk sugar, maltodextrin, malt syrup, molasses, rice syrup, saccharose, sorghum or sorghum syrup, sucrose, syrup or turbinado sugar, or xylulose. So those are all names for sugar. Okay, so if you're reading your labels and you see those in your labels, your food that you're about to eat has sugar. Now labels could be really, really, really confusing. My advice to you is if it has a label on it, put it down. So yeah, so we want to do perimeter shopping, because if you notice in a grocery store, on the perimeter is where we have the fruits, the vegetables, and the meats. And that's clean. So if you see like an orange, you know it's an orange, you don't need a label. You see fish, you know it's fish, you don't need a label. I mean, it'd be good to know what type of fish. But you basically want like a one-word label, and then you want to eat that. Artificial sweeteners. So below is the list of artificial sweeteners. So you have the pink packet, you have the yellow packet, you have the blue packet. What do artificial sweeteners do to the body? Say you drink a Diet Coke. And a lot of medical doctors will tell a diabetic to have a Diet Coke over having Coke, Coca-Cola, because it doesn't have sugar, and that's actually true. Okay? But what ends up happening is the person will drink the Diet Coke, they're going to get the taste of sweetness on their tongue, and their body's going to register sweetness, and unfortunately your pancreas, which is the organ that deals with blood sugar, can still react in a way that is handling the sugar. So it has that effect. So it's still going to act like sugar in some ways. The really bad part is what? It's made out of chemicals. Okay? And those chemicals are neurotoxins. So again, they stimulate and destroy brain and spinal cord tissue. And when the body breaks down some of these artificial sweeteners, it makes formaldehyde. What do they use formaldehyde for? Embalming, yeah. Unfortunately, Splenda, so that's the newest one, the yellow packet. Okay, you'll see it as Splenda or you'll see it as sucralose. Sucrose is sugar. Ose means sugar as well, but there's no such thing as sucralose. Okay, that's a made-up word. And that word just means more artificial sweeteners in a way that we're going to market to you and put like a grandma making cookies with their little grandson and say, because it's made from sugar, it's good for you. It's not made from sugar. It's like taking sugar and pulling apart all its parts and putting chemicals with it and saying it's still sugar. That's like taking like a beat up old pickup truck and putting like a Porsche engine in it and saying it's a Porsche. I don't know. Can you have a Porsche pickup truck? I don't know. Then good sugars. So this is what I would consider if you have a sugar problem or you like sweetness. These are options for you that have less effect. Okay. So xylitol is made out of wood bark, and xylitol is a sweetener. What I need to caution you about xylitol is if you drink or if you eat too much xylitol, it will make you poop your pants. Fruit, so fruit makes a great sweetener, so you can use like different types of fruits. Raw honey, so raw honey is a very good option. If you're getting local raw honey, you're getting the effects of the bees locally, and it can help with allergies. Yacon syrup is a type of syrup that has a low glycemic index, meaning it doesn't spike your blood sugar. Okay. Stevia grows on a plant. You can actually get a stevia plant, which is super cool. They grow here. It's very refreshing. So if you made like a lemonade with stevia leaves, it would be super good. Some of you may be here because you eat a lot of sugar. I was one of those people. I ate lots of sugar, but I rationalized it, right? We justify things. So I'd wake up in the morning and I'd open the fridge and I'm like, yeah, I could eat eggs, or I could have cereal, or I could have oatmeal, or I could have these things. This is before nutritional response testing, by the way. And I would open up and I'm like, you know what? Ice cream sounds really good for breakfast. I'm gonna have ice cream. Has anybody else done that? Oh wow, we have some very honest people here, so thank you. So yeah, so we had ice cream for breakfast, and you know, ice cream has dairy in it, so it's got some protein, it has sugar, and if you're gonna eat ice cream, you might as well eat it in the morning, and that way you can burn it off. That was my thought process. Obviously, I'm not telling you guys to have ice cream for breakfast, okay? I'm not saying that, okay? And because I did these things, I drank high fructose corn syrup beverages. I ate ice cream for breakfast. But I was an athlete. I was healthy because if you looked at me from the outside, I was fit. I was in good shape. I played high school, college, and professional sports. I was also a personal trainer and a physician. So I was like, I'm in great shape. I'm invincible. Nothing can affect me. But in 2009, my health wasn't so good. I started to have health effects. My hair was falling out in clumps. I started gaining weight. So first it was 5 pounds. Then it was 10 pounds. Then it was 15 pounds. Then it was 20. Then it was 25, 30, 50 pounds overweight. It culminated with I was so dizzy that one morning I woke up. I felt like I was going to collapse and basically went back into bed. The next morning the same thing happened. I tried to get in the shower and crawl back into bed with shampoo in my hair, and it was pretty pathetic. At that point, I had dizzy spells, I had no energy, I had depression, I had anxiety attacks. I don't know if you guys know anybody who went through any of or all of that, or maybe you're experiencing it yourself, but I was falling apart. So I basically stumbled into nutritional response testing, and that's what we do here in this office. And by using weird muscle testing, pushing on arms type thing, used my muscles to test the way that my body's functioning, not how everybody else is functioning, compared my health to my body. And found a couple things. Found that my thyroid was shot. Found that my pituitary gland was not working very well as well. Now you have to remember, I had blood tests done, and those blood tests were normal. And so I started doing nutritional response testing, and they found causes to my problems instead of just treating symptoms. And do you guys want to know what the cause was? I had mercury in my system, and the mercury was shutting down my thyroid and shutting down my pituitary gland. So just using whole food supplements detoxed the mercury out of my system without any bad side effects, gave support for my thyroid gland to help repair itself and help repair the pituitary gland, and pounds started melting off my frame. My personal trainer moved back to San Francisco, where he was originally from. Soccer season was over with. I stopped exercising and 50 pounds came off of me. Why? Because my thyroid started functioning properly again. I had energy again. I could actually wake up in the morning and do things around the house and see patients and not feel like I was going to be dead by the end of the day. I felt better. I had better moods. You know, my poor husband, when my thyroid was a little shot, I wasn't the nicest person in the world. You know, maybe some of you guys have wives or girlfriends, or maybe yourself, you can admit that, you know, maybe you get grumpy at times. There's a cause to that. And so, you know, when I was sick, he would leave a sock on the floor, and I'm like, you left your sock on the floor! He's like, okay, I'll pick up my sock. And then, of course, I felt bad because I didn't want to be that way. So then I would start crying. So here I am, I'm angry, and then I'm crying. Then I'm, you know, it just was this dwindling, horrible spiral. Okay, until nutritional response testing found the cause of my problems, helped me learn what a proper diet is, gave me whole food supplements that helped repair my body parts, and now I'm happy to say that we deliver nutrition response testing in this office, and I'm one of 5 elite instructors in the world. So pretty cool stuff. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. And we have more advanced practitioners in this office than any office in the world. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, thank you.